It's Wednesday, you know what that means. It is time for the latest live event from Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown. This week we do have the American Car Road Trip, valid until the 11th of December, when we then have Season 2 launched for us. Are we ready to live the American dream and have that exclusive avatar reward of a cowboy hat? I'm not mad at that one. It's quite a nice touch, cowboy hat, for completing out the American Car Road Trip. But let's take a look at this one, heading over first of all to live event race number 1. 5.2 mile domination on a clear asphalt circuit. This one here is restricted to the Chevrolet C1 and the Mustang. So this is of course going to be a classic car race, but one thing we can see there is no max RP. So we can probably have quite a lot of fun there in either the C1 or the Mustang. Moving over next to live event race number 3, a 4.9 mile sprint. Once again, a clear 100% asphalt circuit that we've got there. American Racing, Chevrolet or Ford. So a fairly wide range of cars we can use, and a max RP of 850. And then lastly, we've got live event race number 2, a 3.9 mile sprint. Once again, a 100% asphalt, this time cloudy. This is restricted to D class, G class and S class, Chevrolet, Ford or Shelby, with a max RP of 750. So we do have a fairly wide variety of cars we can use. Yes, we're going to be semi-restricted down towards the American brands, but that's perfectly fine. It's an American road trip after all. So I'm fairly looking forward to what we can use here. We've got a mix of classic cars and more modern cars as we miss our turn right there. So we'll jump on over first of all, guys. We will head on over, we will do the very first race, live event race number 1, and we'll see what this latest iteration of the live events have dropped for us. Heading into the domination race, clear 100% asphalt, like we touched on. We will jump in once again to the Chevrolet C1. Not used that since a few live events ago, but this one we have fully maxed out here, so it's going to be interesting to see what the balance is like with all the power that the C1 now has. It actually launches off the line surprisingly well for an old rear-wheel drive. Round turn 1, and we've managed to get round that one clear from the rest of the pack. Into turn 2, we touch a curve there. It does unsettle the back end ever so slightly, but largely it's handled it quite well as we try to get the power down. The back end does step out on the C1. Heavy brake here, we do cut a little bit of curb here to take out the first checkpoint in the domination race. Another curb taken there. That's all actually been okay. The cars handle those curbs surprisingly well. As we come up through this sweeping right-hander, I'm a bit tentative here. I do expect the back end to step out on us. It's a strange balance. We've actually got a lot of understeer whilst we also have oversteer, a lot of power going through the back end of this old chassis, and we still have that understeer. It is quite a strange balance, but it's quite nice. It's quite fun to jump into the Chevrolet once again. Braked quite heavy for that left hand. We probably could have been a bit quicker, take out the railings as we come up through this little snaking section. We've got a little intricate right-hander here. We could have cut a bit more curve there. We've actually done all right, but we've tried to get the power down. The back end does step out once again, having to relieve ourselves of that one. Into this sweeping left-hander, I would urge a little bit of caution. It is a fast left-hander, but these cars are very lively, and the back end will step out. It did happen to me in one of the races when I made this video. Coming through that little right-hander there, we do manage to avoid a lamppost. We don't take our first customary lamppost for a video on the channel here. So far, so good. We're handling the track all right, I would say. As we start to come downhill here, a bit of a difficult braking zone there. Don't want to brake too early, don't want to brake too late, don't want to take out the lamppost that was on the left side or the left hand side there, but we have handled it alright so far. We can now push forward. We're about 45%. At this point we decide to go gung-ho. We cut across the grass there, and we do end up taking out our first customary lamppost in today's video, but all is well. We probably saved ourselves a couple of seconds of time rather than going down the right-hander into the tight left-hander. We've just cut the grass. All is fine. Into this left-hander again. We're a bit cautious with this one, with the understeer suffering, or the car suffering from the understeer coming out of the corner as we tried to get the power down. The back end did unfortunately step out, so we had to step back off a little bit. Into that right-hander once again, the back end stepping out. We can see the common theme here, guys. A lot of power, rear-wheel drive. As soon as we try to apply the power, I think I've got semi-slick tyres fitted to this as well, so I was hoping for a little bit more grip, but the back end does step out when we try to get the power down. Right-hander into a left-hander. Once again, very tentative going into that one. We could have been a lot faster. We probably could have saved ourselves maybe a second, half a second or so there, but it's not going to matter in the grand scheme of things. The AI are way behind us right here, so we're doing alright. Into the right-hander once again, tentative coming in, very slow, hoping to be fast coming out. We actually handled that one not too bad. Just to quickly touch on the AI once again before I do push on with this one, it doesn't appear that the AI cars increase their RP for this one, so we could be in a vastly faster car than the rest of the AI. Guys, you're not going to have much trouble at all with live event race number 1. Even looking at the minimap just there, I can't even see a single AI car on the map, so you're going to have no trouble with this one. Enjoy live event race number 1. We've got about 10% of this one left as we do go wide, and we are losing the back end as we try to get any power down. I think we've only got, that was our last checkpoint. In fact, we will now push forward and cross the finish line about 400 yards from here. A very enjoyable race. I actually think this is probably one of my favourite races of this live event drop so far. You guys can let me know which one was your favourite. But we'll push on to live event race number 2. This one starting off in the circuit here in Hong Kong. A circuit I don't think is used enough in the game. There is more that could be done with that one, but we'll jump into the 2006 Ford GT. We'll try to launch this one off the line. I have went for speed over grip for this one. That will become clear as we push forward, sacrificing a lot of grip to try and get maximum speed. You guys know when I build a car, I do build cars for grip rather than speed. I think a gripper car is faster than a car that's built for top speed. Regardless of that, as we come through this big right-hander, we've got to fully commit here. The back end trying to step out, we can see there is actually a little bit of water on the road surface as well. So maybe those standard tyres are the right way to go as our first heavy braking section comes in, right-hander into left-hander, stealing a little bit of the grass there as we come back into a right-hand hairpin, trying not to let the back end step out as all too much. Left curb, over to the right curb. A little bit of handbrake to try and bring the back end round as we come into the tunnel section up into a very tricky right-hander. You don't want to cut this one, you will hit a wall. You don't want to go wide, you will hit a wall. A little bit of handbrake once again, the back end of the Ford GT sliding round as we can now start to try and get the power down, and we can start to understand why I've focused more on a speed build for this one rather than a grip build. There's a lot of longs in this one, guys. Do not sacrifice speed, is my opinion, my overall thoughts on this. We don't want to sacrifice too much speed. Heavy braking zone here, once again, don't want to outbrake yourselves, especially with the standing water on the road surface. Left hand hairpin with a strange pole hanging down from the bridge there. That left-hander will catch many people out, as will this next little bit on the track right here. It caught me out a couple of times. We have to come off the freeway as we go up the on-ramp. That one there caught me out a couple of times, guys. Be cautious going onto that, but from here on out, we want to get our foot to the floor and try to eke out as much speed out of the Ford GT as we possibly can. This long straight, the chances are those Shelby Daytonas are going to be the OP cars for this section of the race, guys. It's so long, right through that tunnel section that we visited many times before. Surprising, we've got a 16-second lead on the rest of the pack. I did not think it was going to be that wide, but those Shelby Daytonas I think will be the OP cars for this tunnel section. The Ford GT at 200 miles per hour, more than capable of being competitive and taking a win in the second race for today. Now lastly, we'll introduce a new car to the channel, and it's the 2016 Ford GT. I did try to do this one with the 06 GT, it's just not quick enough. I did go and buy the 2016 Ford GT in fantastic bright yellow. Launched this one offline. This is quite truly the very first time I drove this car. I don't have a tune applied to it. It's literally built for 850 RP. It has got slick tyres fitted. And this is the first time I drove it, guys, so you're seeing this as fresh as it is. I might have to spend some time creating a build for this one. Like we can see, up against the Black Series, I didn't want to spend all the money that I had here on the Black Series. I want to try and hold as much as I can for moving over to Ibiza. But now we've got through that tunnel section, fully committed to that right-hander. As we come through the turnstiles right here, we want to brake ever so slightly. We don't want to push across the track here. There's central shrubbery that will take out all of our momentum. Staying to the right-hand side here once again. If you're tangled with the AI, right here, as we hit the central reservation, the AI tend to hit that one, guys. Try and keep yourselves to the right-hand side to avoid the hassle of fighting with the AI through that part. Now once again, another little tricky section coming up here. This left-hander veering off the freeway. The AI always crash here. Try to keep yourselves away from the AI at that point of the track. It is just an absolute mess. But we've managed to navigate through that all right. We're 60% through the race. We are only 0.9 of a second ahead of second place. Apparently, yes, they're just on our tails. So the Ford GT here could do with some tuning to make it a bit faster, but so far we're handling it all right through the big sweeping right-hander. It actually gets the power down fantastically well. Slick tyres fitted with a damp road surface. It actually seems to be performing fairly well. Perhaps we could have been quicker through the straights with the standard tyres and maybe more grip. I don't think it's going to be the case. I don't think there's enough water on the track. But like we can see, it's relatively an easy enough race for us to push on through, hoping that we've got enough speed to get through it, which we have. Last section of the track, 15% left, left-hander into a big right-hander. I'm being cautious with this one. I am getting on the power relative early, the back end of the 2016 GT, not stepping out this at all. This here does seem to be pretty good in game, and probably going to have to spend some more time in the 2016 Ford GT, but we have crossed the line, we have took first place. Not the most competitive time, around about 2 minutes 5, 2 minutes 2. There's a couple of minute 55s on the board so far, so a little bit of improvement needed there. But we have now completed the live event, and we have got our cowboy hat once and, or at last, guys. We'll maybe have to don that cowboy hat at some time. So overall, quick summary of the American car road trip. Fantastic once again from the game. I do think that these live event races are the best thing in test driving limited supercar. I personally cannot wait for Wednesdays to come around to see what the game has given us. Let me know your guys' thoughts on the American car road trip. Is it a dub? Is it an L? Let me know what cars you guys also chose for these races. It might be interesting to jump to the cars that you are using. If you've enjoyed today's video, guys, please smash the like button, subscribe, tap on the bell, all the usual good stuff. Leave us some comments, get the YouTube algorithm flowing, and get this video pushed far and wide. Be sure to stay tuned for more content on Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown.